So what about the dating scene? What about game dating, all that kind of stuff at the moment? Is it completely screwed, in your opinion?
You know what's changed the dating game completely? Instagram. Instagram, that one app, has flipped the dating game upside down. Because every single girl is now in competition for those Instagram pics. They all want to be living that life. They all want to be in Dubai. They all want to have the picture on the beach. Everyone wants that shit. I mean, I'm telling you now, as a top tier man, which is what I consider myself, as a young, tall, strong, rich millionaire with a Lambo and all this shit all over my Instagram, Instagram is the #1 dating app for me. I can load up my Instagram 24/7 and open my inbox, and there's some girl who's liked something or asked me some bullshit question she doesn't care about to try and get me to reply, or followed me and liked 20 pics. Like, Instagram's huge for me because it's easy for me. But if you don't have an Instagram page like mine, then it's going to be a bit harder. But this changed the game, Instagram, man, because I get people saying, oh, yeah, you can just go to Ukraine and get some hot girl from a village. That hot girl from a village has 200,000 followers. She knows she's hot. These girls it's not like it used to be where they were just like little girls. They know the game now. They're getting offered to Dubai once a week. I don't know how other guys do it, but you can't sit and chat shit to a girl for months and months. It gets boring. She's never met you. I mean, how much you got to talk about? So you have to have a system in place that's going to allow you to escalate and elevate your conversations and elevate and escalate your relationship and her interest level in you. If you're going to sit there and just message girls, you might be on lockdown for the next 6 weeks. And every day, how are you? Fine. You? What are you doing? At home? You? Home? So you got to have a little bit more strategy than that. You know what I mean? But then you have to understand, you're always in competition with other dudes. If a girl's messaging you, she's messaging 20. So why does she like you and not the rest? I mean, it's not easy as a man nowadays. It's really not easy as a man. It's getting harder and harder. I'm not saying that you can't get hot girls. I'm just saying that the hot girls are certainly aware of their worth. And Instagram gives them unlimited dating pool. Like, one of my girls has 69,000 followers on Instagram. Her Instagram account's on my phone, so I can see at any time. And she gets a message every 6 minutes, maybe. And she's had messages from verified NFL stars, Chicago Bulls, all this shit. So, like, if you're a hot girl, like, if you ever feel lonely, you click your Instagram inbox, you scroll through, and you decide who you want to reply to. You know, like, these girls are never lonely, and they're never not talking to someone. And this is the element that most men forget, and this is something I try and drive home in the PhD course. The reason it's so hard for a man is you're not trying to make her like you. You're trying to make her like you more than she likes the guy she was talking to before you. So you're always in competition all the time. And the competition as a man is near unlimited. And that's something you have to keep in mind. And you have to be on the ball, and you have to be ruthless with it. You've got to have your game in check, man. And you can get to a point where if you're really smooth with it, it gets easy. But in general, it's not easy for guys. Guys come to me all the time. They're like, oh, I want to be able to do this and this and this. It's going to get harder. And I only see it getting harder and harder. I don't see it getting any easier anytime soon. Only 20 or 30 or 40 years ago, every woman was taught how to be a good woman by her parents, by her mother or her father. Now that they're all failing, if you get a woman in the West, a lot of the time as a man, you have to teach her how to be a woman. You know, so men have always taught women how to be women. So it's really not that big a deal, but they just don't like being reminded of the fact. So there are good women and bad women everywhere. So that's the first thing. There are good women here, and there's bad women. There's good women and bad women everywhere. But if we're going to take an average overall as a whole, I think that Western women are doing something that women in Eastern Europe and other places in the world don't do. And it's a very simple version of it is, in most countries in the world, if a woman's above 18, she won't be dating a guy she could at least see the possibility of marrying in the future. That's the basic premise. They will date you if they see that under the correct circumstances, if things work out, they might end up married to you with children. Whereas Western women just think, oh, well, he's funny, I'll just fuck him for a few months and whatever. Oh, now I have a kid, oh, I'm a single mom. They don't think ahead. They don't think, will I marry this man? If you ask the average 19-year-old American girl who she's gone out with, would you marry him? She'll be like, no. Then why is he fucking you? Like, why? For what now? You know, so it's just a completely different view on relationships. The view is completely skewed, and it's skewed because women have become more masculine in the fact that they believe that them sleeping around or sleeping with a bunch of people is no different than a man doing it, which is obviously completely wrong. Everyone with a brain knows that. Because as men are feminized, then there's a power vacuum which is naturally absorbed by females. So as men become weaker, women become stronger. This is how the world works, right? Things have to balance out.
So it's kind of like it sucks, but it's natural.
Kind of like it sucks, but it's just kind of what it is. It's a result of the culture. The culture has produced
environment in which men are going to be feminized, and that's going to allow females to become more masculine. That's what the culture has produced. That's the scenario we live in. That's the rules of the game. It's the consequence, right? Yeah. There are many countries in the world where we don't have these problems. But we have them here in the West. It's just how it works.
Where have you seen the best women in the world? The most beautiful, the most feminine? Where are they?
That's a good question. And women are women everywhere, right? So women are a pain in the ass everywhere. This idea that you're going to go to some town somewhere and it's going to be the haven of beautiful girls who know their place, I don't believe that's real. All beautiful girls know they're beautiful girls. So to a degree, they're always going to be hard to get, et cetera, et cetera. But I do believe that if you get an Eastern European woman, the idea of her looking after you in terms of cleaning the house and cooking for you is 0% offensive. Her mother did it for her father. Her sister does it for her man. It's just very normal to them.
It's like common sense.
It's common sense, right? So they have a better understanding of gender roles as a whole. So I'd say that. But in terms of, trying to find the best woman, if you're looking for a wife, I think that, Eastern Europe, Russia, these places are still a place where if you get a girl, she's going to have a better understanding of what a woman's job is than in other places in the world. But there's a flip side to that. And the flip side to that is she expects a lot more of you, from you as a man, right? If she's going to do her job as a woman, she needs the man to do his part. So an Eastern European woman would never, ever expect to have to work a job. You'll often see girls with jobs don't have boyfriends. And if a girl gets a boyfriend, she'll quit her job. So everyone calls them gold diggers, but they're not gold diggers. It's like, no, I have a man now, so I have a man. So he pays the bills and I look after my man. That's how it works, right?
It's like rocket science.
Yeah, it's like that's just how it works. And the idea that they're all gold diggers, I actually don't think is true. I just think that when they have a genuine view to have a long-term relationship with you, why would they marry a broke guy? Well, they wouldn't marry a broke guy, so they just avoid broke guys altogether because that's their whole intention of the relationship in the first place is marriage. So that's just kind of how it works over there.
But given what women want out of a relationship...
Women don't know what they want.
Ah, here we go.
They don't. Women want things women think they want things and then they get them and they leave the dude. Women don't have a clue what they want. I want a guy who's sweet and sensitive and takes care of my needs and thinks about me, but they're all out there. None of you are with them. Why? Because women don't want that. Women don't actually want that. Women want to be with a man they respect. Women are only going to enjoy the time with and end up feeling in love with a man they genuinely respect. And unfortunately, to be respected, some of the qualities are detrimental to the overall relationship's, let's say, happiness. I know loads of women who are with a dude they hate, but they respect him. Like, he makes me so mad, but he is the G. And they stay with him, as opposed to the woman who's like, well, he's so nice to me, but and leaves. So women need to respect you as a man. How's a woman going to respect you as a man if no other girl wants you? How's a woman going to respect you as a man if you're putting her above all your boys? How's a woman going to respect you as a man if you're not here in the streets making money? How's a woman going to respect you as a man if you don't respect yourself or other men don't respect you? Respect is linked to fear. How is a woman going to respect you as a man if people don't fear you? There's a problem with all these dudes out here, all these dorks, man, especially in the crypto world. I'm saying crypto because you're a crypto girl, right? These nerds will make a little bit of money and wonder why their chick still leaves them because you're just a rich nerd now. You're still a dork. You can still raise your voice and nobody give a shit. I'll still run up on you and take everything you got. Like, you have to be a man worth respecting.